Welcome back. Now we're moving on to the final session of today. New benchmarks in smart transportation, connecting the world with digital innovation. In this session, experts from the private sector will explore how digital innovation is transforming smart transportation and shaping the future of mobility. Now we're going to invite a moderator to take the stage. Please welcome Mr. Wu Mengfen, Chairman of Taiwan Telematics Industry Association. Welcome. And now we're going to invite the panelists to take the stage. Mr. Mike O'Brill, Head of Public Policy and Government Relations, Asia Pacific Uber. And welcome. Mr. Charlie Chang, CEO of Ally Logistic Property. Welcome. Mr. Zhang Yongchang, Executive Director and General Manager of Taiwan Far Eastern Electronic Toll Collection Company Limited. Welcome. Mr. Ryan Brown, Vice President of EHS and ESG Coupang. Mr. Murphy Sun, Representative of Intelligent Transportation Society of Taiwan, Asia Pacific Board of Director, and Ms. Christine Lin, Director and Chairman Office of Han Honghai Precision Industry Company. So our guests on the stage, please look at the cameras in your front. All right, 3, 2, 1, cheese. One more with their thumbs up. 帮我们伸出大拇指比个赞好吗？ Give us your big smile. 3, 2, 1, cheese. Excellent. Thank you so much. Please return to your seat. And now I would like to hand over to the moderator, Chairman Wu. Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We are approaching the Section 4, new benchmarks in smart transportation, connecting the world with digital innovation. This is the last but the least section today. It's my great honor to be invited as the moderator of this section. As you may know, Taiwan is receiving international recognition for its performance in democracy and technologies. The rapid progress of technology is increasingly digitalizing our daily lives, spanning communication, intelligence, and smart mobility. As the most important infrastructure of smart city, smart mobility involves the integration of various transport systems and technologies to create much more sustainable, safe, and inclusive transportation mobility system. Today, we are so honored to have so many must from various territories like smart city, logistics, telecommunication, and electrified vehicle to sharing their valuable insight and experience in our future mobility development. Allow me to introduce all the amazing panelists joined for us this section. The first one, Michael O'Gear, is from Uber. He has a very time limit in this section. He had to fly to India in 19 and 45 minutes hour later. So later I will ask him first. And Mike is responsible for working with government, policymakers, and the third parties to create a positive case for change and favorable environment for Uber's innovation in mobility, delivery, and beyond. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Uber. Their sophisticated services let our citizens here have a very high quality of life. So, as the former Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Transportation and Communication, I do hope to hear and learn more from you later. Second one, I would like to introduce CEO of Ally Logistic Property, Charlie Zhang. And Ali Logistics Property is the first logistics property developer in Taiwan with a team of logistics, real estate, and industry professionals. They position themselves as innovators and disruptors committed to changing a long-time neglected industry in Taiwan logistics. And now I'd like to introduce my good friend, Dr. Y.C. Chang. He is the Executive Director and General Manager of FETC. YC has led the creation of world first nationwide multi-lane free flow (MLFF) electronic storage collection systems, and successfully exported the technology to countries such as Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, and India. He also honored with the 2023 ITS World Congress Lifetime Achievement Award and 2024 Asia Pacific Enterprise Award for Master Entrepreneur Award. And then I'd like to introduce Mr. Ryan Brown. Mr. Ryan Brown is the VP of EHS and ESG for Coupang, an U.S. Fortune 200 technology company which recently launched services in Taiwan. Ryan is an expert on EHS and sustainability. He brings a wealth of experience in implementing global best practice in fulfillment and logistics management and creating safer, more sustainable workplace across the board. And next one, I'd like to introduce Dr. Murphy Sun. Dr. Murphy Sun is well known in Taiwan. He's also an old friend of mine. We are very familiar with each other. With his outstanding leadership and also together with Y.C. Chang, we successfully win the right to host the 36th ITS World Congress in Taipei in 2029. The ITS World Congress is the biggest annual gathering in intelligent transportation system industry. Maybe we can discuss this later. And then I'll like introduce Ms. Christy Lin, the Chairman Office Director at Honghai Precision Industries. He specializes in smart city solutions, currently heading a talented team dedicated to developing cutting-edge platform for urban transportation. Now, I'd like to have one question, but in two domains for each our panelists. And due to the time limit, I was asked we have to conclude this section before 17:30. So first of all, I'd like to have two questions to Mike O'Rear. One is, how do Uber always find its ways to consistently taking the lead, improving and refining your technologies to provide service in the trend of smart vehicles, especially autonomous vehicles and connected vehicles? And the second one is with the rising significance of ESG adoption. What is Uber development strategy in the future? Thank you. You take the floor.
Well, first of all, thank you for the generous introduction, Mr. Wu. It's always flattering to hear that Uber is considered a success in Taiwan from a former deputy minister of the Ministry of Transportation and Communications. Certainly for those of you who know Uber's story in Taiwan, it being bumpy at the beginning, it's great to see that Taiwan has embraced innovation. Also, Uber has found its way here in Taiwan as well. I know many of you are users. Everybody who I've met tells me that they're prolific Uber Eats users. But just to put Uber in context, this is where Uber is around the world. We're in over 70 countries, over 10,000 cities, operating one of the world's largest mobility platforms. Skip to the next one. Uber Eats is across over 11,000 cities in 6 different continents. And a fun fact for you, Taipei is one of our most important Uber Eats cities in the world. Apparently people in Taipei really like food delivery. Across the world, we've got about 7 million people that use the platform to earn, 171 million people that are using the platform. And the money that they're spending goes directly into the pockets of people that are doing those deliveries and doing those rides. About $20 billion in the last quarter going directly into the pockets of people that are doing that work. To put some of this in context, we like to think that we are reimagining the way that the world moves to the better. And so to your question about innovation, this is sort of where it starts from, is we have an idea of where we think the world can be, where it should be, and we try to build towards that future. Oftentimes the ideas that we have are not fully baked, so we're looking to push things out before maybe they're 100% ready, but we have this idea of where the world can go, even if the technology is not there just yet. So this is a little bit of the story of innovation over the past couple years, where we've launched a number of different products. And I'm going to go through just a couple of them that I think are relevant for Taiwan in the short term, and then I'll get into some of the points that you asked about on the long term. So one, we don't, and these are a couple that we don't have in Taiwan yet, but I certainly think that we should in the near term. This one is Uber Pool. This is the idea that when you get your Uber, somebody else who's going along a similar route could actually share that route with you. So for example, you could imagine that multiple people who came to attend this conference came from the airport, probably arriving at similar times. Maybe some people would say, I don't need the whole car for myself. I could be able to share it with somebody else. And so what this does is it creates another opportunity for drivers to earn a little bit more, keeps less cars on the road, lowers prices for consumers, and requires a really sort of intense technology matching to get this right, but something we've rolled out elsewhere in the world I certainly think would be great here in Taiwan. Next, this will maybe will make some people uncomfortable, but this is Uber Moto. So this is a motorcycle taxi. This is one of the fastest growing products in Uber across Latin America, Africa, Southeast Asia, and something that certainly could work here in Taiwan as well, in areas that are underserved by public transportation or even by taxis. What we've done is we've been able to take the technology that we use for a regular Uber car, apply it to a motorcycle, and then we have a number of interesting features like verifications to make sure that people are indeed wearing their helmets. And then sort of the final one that is up and running in Taiwan is Uber Green. I know that there's been a lot of talk in the past over this morning and this afternoon about electrification. And this is a really important thing for us, where we have Uber Green, Uber Comfort Electric, which is all electric vehicles. And I'll just share a couple quick stats with you on how that's going. Taiwan is number 2 in the world for us on Uber Green trips. Taipei, I think just behind Paris. So really actually kind of leading the way on electrification, which is interesting. 1 in 4 of all trips in Taiwan are on Uber Green, and 20% of deliveries are on zero emissions vehicles. And so I'll jump to your other question just real quick here on what the future will look like. I think we're all very excited about autonomous vehicles, and it's something that I think is really interesting. And the way that we think about Uber and autonomous vehicles is really to become a platform for all types of different autonomous technology. Realize that right now there's not a single defined leader in the autonomous space, and our belief is that we can be that platform that helps to deploy them. The way that we would see it is that there's lots of different players in autonomous. There's the passenger cars, there's freight, there's also small food delivery robots. And what we would do is we would look to bring on all those different types of technology onto the platform, and they would coexist with the current human supply of drivers and delivery people. One example of this is Uber's partnership with Waymo owned by Alphabet, which has a fantastic self-driving product. We've worked with them to launch in Austin, about to launch in Atlanta, and see this as an opportunity to work with a company that has great technology, and then partner with a company like ours, which is able to really deploy that technology to lots of consumers all at once. And we see the neat thing is that there's a ton of different players that are out there. You can see a bunch on the left that we already work with. There's a bunch on the right that we'd love to work with, and just see that it's a really, really robust ecosystem of autonomous vehicle partners that are out there for us. This is kind of a visual rendition of how we would imagine things working. One of the things that people imagine is that in the future, you're going to have just autonomous vehicles, and there'll be this magical leap from human drivers to autonomous vehicles. And the way we see it is that there's probably some trips that are better done, at least in the early stages, by humans, and some trips that are probably done better by autonomous vehicles. And so the way that we would envision it is that you would have a network that's going with both at the same time, and we would prioritize the trips that would go to an autonomous vehicle for the rides that are perhaps easier or require less complicated directions. This also helps with the transition of the deployment of the technology, where you're able to use humans for a period of time while you're actually able to ramp up the production and improve the technology for the autonomous vehicles. And what's really truly next? Well, there's lots of different things. I mean, we believe many of the things that you were talking about, the future being electric, shared, multimodal. But one thing that I think is particularly cool is the innovations that are going on in the electric vertical takeoff and landing, the eVTOL space. We've got a partnership with Joby Aviation, and you could really imagine just the way that you could start to stitch together all these different types of products, where you have your autonomous car pick you up that would then take you to a place where they could fly you somewhere, and then you could get on a scooter to go your last mile. And so I think the future's bright. I think certainly the future in Taiwan is bright, and I am really excited about everything that Taiwan has to offer. So thank you.
Thanks, Mike's very impressive insight of Uber business model and operation model now in the future. And I think Taiwan also have so many autonomous enterprise, including robot taxi, or in the future the AAM try in the future. So we much more welcome Ubers have some much more cooperation with Taiwanese enterprise here. So as I mentioned earlier, Michael will have a long flight to India. So may we wish you have a very pleasant journey and safe flights to your next destination. So let us be proud for him, and thank you for he joined us here. Thank you. And next question I'd like to present to Charlie Chang, the CEO of Ali Logistic Property. And facing the ESG web worldwide, how Ali Logistic Property leverages the business model for logistic property development to strengthen your competitiveness advantages. And also, what is the global deployment strategies and the business arrangement of Ali Logistic Property?
Just a little bit background on the industry and what ALP is doing in Taiwan and abroad in Southeast Asia. I think from ESG's perspective, it's about preserving a lot of resources, and I think we are now at the perfect moment to do that. Why property? I think this is the fundamental. Because if you actually think about it, warehousing has been built the last 50 years, right? 10 to 13 meter height, but that's from a human scale perspective, because people drive forklifts, and that's the reach of the forklift. But if you're talking about automation, robotics, what is the reach? So we start thinking about this kind of concept, 7, 8 years ago, thinking about what if the warehouse became automated? What is the capacity? What's the spec for that facility? And that has to be start from the ground up. So right now we're building warehouses that's 14 meters tall, not just 10, right? And that capacity and compaction is actually very ESG because automation requires scale, and we're building a big scale, large scale. And then with that scale, multi-users can share, and that is also ESG. So I think a lot of things that we're doing right now is done at scale because infrastructure has to be at scale, and automation has to be at scale. And from that perspective, going back to what ALP as a Taiwanese company going abroad, I think we've been mentioning about Taiwan's market. A lot of people saying Taiwan market is too small for significant change, but actually from our perspective, it's been perfect. Because 23 million population, it's a complete ecosystem. And with that, we are testing a lot of innovations within Taiwan to make sure it works, so we could export it to Southeast Asia, to Japan, to even to the rest of the world. So I think being a global development strategy is to prove POC, prove it, make sure it works in Taiwan, and expand it worldwide. And every country outside of Taiwan should be, a few times larger in terms of that. So in a way, this is a good incubation space for us in coming out of Taiwan, and as well as being a very tech-oriented island country in terms of that. I think we have a lot of resources around us to innovate about technology, about automation, about AI. So this is actually what ALP is doing right now in this realm. Thank you.
Thank you. I think ALP is have a very innovative way to deal with logistics. I think you will have a great objective in the future. I wish you have very much successful in the future. And then I like to ask my best friend, yes, and also I always respect him. He is a very great chairman of ITS Taiwan in previous years. So now I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate on FETC has extended your contract with Taiwan Freeway Bureau for around 10 more years. Your system is very famous around the world and also export to so many countries. What is any improvement strategy in the future? Maybe is MLFF 2.0 or 3.0. And next one is from your great overseas experience. How do the ITS industry in Taiwan create business opportunity in the global market?
Good afternoon, and thank you, my friend, Mr. Wu. My name is Yushan Chen. I'm working in FETC and has been working in highway over 20 years now. And thank you for the government support, especially our Highway Bureau. They give us another opportunity to extend our services for another 10 years. Back to 10 years ago, our project was facing a very big challenge. And by then, we start to transform and introduce a new technology, which is digital technology, especially AI in our system. So we introduced a multi-lane free flow and distance tolling for whole Taiwan. Now 10 years has been passed. In Taiwan, with the support of our government, we work with the government very closely. And then right now, in last 10 years, the service is quite public in Taiwan. Especially we got a satisfaction rate of about 97% with the independent pools. So I'd like to take this opportunity to share some of the insight about our project. How can we survive from a traditional ETC to a multi-lane free flow and distance tolling today? And how can we enlarge the tolling system to another area? As Mr. Wu just mentioned, can we enlarge the services into different areas? Firstly, I'd like to share with you, which is for the multi-lane free flow solution, for the technology point of view, the government offering us with a platform of the highway, and we are the private sector, and we are an operator, and we developed under the solution and technology of AI, and then we are able to, transform our technology concept into a service concept, in a service-centric. So in Taiwan, the whole business is not only doing the tolling, it's in the public service to everybody. So in 3 areas, we nursing our technology. Firstly, we form a deal of development and operation mutually work. In daily operation with the government, we found some problem, we form some area, and then we developed internally in our system. So from the operator point of view, right now we develop from operator into a solution developer. With the solution, we are able to enlarge the services besides the highway. For example, parking services. For example, we are able to use our multi-lane free-flow solution to export to different countries, also interact and exchange the experiences with different countries. For example, we are now closely working with Thailand. We have 2 projects going on. One is M6 and one is M81. The M81 highway is going to launch by mid of this year. This is a new model of the Taiwan collaboration with Thailand government as well as the Thailand operators. We built a collaboration of toll collection system with traffic management system. So with this solution can really adjust the local needs, the local license plate conditions. I think everybody of you might know Thailand license plate is quite difficult. But with adoption of our AI, we are able to reach to 98% of accuracy in the license plate of Thailand, which are widely accepted by Thailand society. Besides that, we also extend the solution, multi-lane free-flow solution, to work with Malaysia. Malaysia is also forming a nationwide multi-lane free-flow project, and they are keen to release the traffic jam of the toll booths. So they launch the nationwide multi-lane free-flow project in Malaysia. And we also work with the Malaysia company to enlarge our solution, to develop our solution, to do localization for their needs. I think this kind of a model we also extend to India currently. India is also going to introduce a nationwide multi-lane free-flow project. And we are working with some famous bank to do the multi-lane free-flow project for them. So in this part, we learned that by learning from operation, working with government, we can nursing a very realistic and really practical solution for different country needs. This is a way I learned from previous years. That's number 1. Number 2, for everybody talking about new digital economy. In our case, we are migration from technology into a tolling as a services, or we call it a parking as a services, or everybody talking about mobility as a services. For those services, it's individual services. So we are able to, with the service of our public, we are, besides the highway, we can serving the parking, we can serving the catering, the living accommodations, also transportations, sightseeing, etc., etc. So all this new vehicle economy we need to co-work with the government as well as the private sector. So this in Taiwan, we found with the enlarged from highway, we are able to build a new vehicle economy in the future. Lastly, I'd like to take this opportunity to expand my experiences with government, with you. Firstly, we signed a contract with the Taiwan high-speed railway, high-speed bureau. And it's a PPP project, public-private partnership. It's a BOT project. And that is from the MOT. With the support of the MOTC and the government, we have the opportunity to work in the government project. This is number one. Then we learn from the operations. Secondly, then we co-work with our company in Taiwan, especially with the support of Ministry of Economic Affairs. We develop some new services and a new product. So it's another P. And with today's forum, you notice that our foreign affairs is helping us to promote our solution and our services to different countries. So today, I'd like to conclude my remark like PPP plus PP. What means? Public-private partnership plus product plus promotion. And with this model, we found we are able to develop with a very big scale, big extension for the future. I think that experiences give you some insight of our project, which I have been working for over 20 years. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dr. Wai-Shi Chang's insight for FETC. Even I know him more than 20 years, but each time I have a meeting with him, I always learn something new from him. I think today's the main thing is New Southbound Policy Plus. And FETC is a very good, successful case. Maybe we can learn from him, their entrepreneur, so much in the future. So I think maybe so many people have interested to dialogue with him. You may take the rest time. So thank you, Wai-Shi, again. And then my question goes to Ryan Brown, is from Coupang, is well known for young generation here in Taiwan. My question is, have two parts. Is could you please provide your insight on the future of smart and innovative logistics from a global perspective, and share your vision for the development in Taiwan? And second one is, can you also share some examples of how creating emerging technologies such as robotics, machine learning, or currently being implemented to optimize the fruitful and logistics process and service of Coupang?
Well, Chairman Wu, first of all, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it, and I'm happy to be here, and happy to be here with the other panelists. Charlie, we appreciate your partnership. And for all of you that have stayed late into the afternoon, I'm glad you're here too. If you are a Coupang user already, thank you. I appreciate it. If you're not, you could download the app right now and put in an order, and the product will still get to you tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit, when this morning the president talked about the idea of this being an AI island. And that's what we're trying to build too. When we build Coupang in Taiwan, that's what we want it to be. For those of you who don't know Coupang, I'll tell you a little bit about it. We are an American company. We're based in Seattle, but we do have a significant presence in East Asia, primarily in Korea and Taiwan. But we operate in 14 countries. And we are now in the Fortune 500. We're on the 168th in the Fortune 500. We've got about 95,000 people worldwide. And last year, our total revenues exceeded 1 trillion NTD. So we're continuing to grow, and that's part of why we're here in Taiwan. I want to talk, just kind of show you, we can talk about AI as a concept, but I want to kind of give you some examples of how we're doing it, how we're putting that and machine learning to work, so that if you did put in that order, we could get you that product by tomorrow morning. Part of it is how we built the network. We've deployed rocket delivery, that's really our model. And in the traditional model, you can see it on the top of this slide. It's more of a hub and spoke model where you have many, many movements and many touches of a product before it gets to you. Part of the thing we pride ourselves on at Coupang is an end-to-end supply chain where we've simplified the process going directly from the factory to our fulfillment centers, our logistics centers, and then very few touches moving it to your doorstep. And the way that we've built that is through a decentralized network. It's what we're building in Taiwan. And then also with technology. The technology is a big part of our investment and how we make this happen. Our company is very, very customer-centric, customer-focused, and we want to exceed expectations, and the way to do that is to use technology to break trade-offs. When we talk about breaking trade-offs, you usually think, well, if I want something really quickly, then I have to pay a lot of money for it. Or if I want to have the selection that I could have everything I could choose, then maybe I have to wait a long time for it. And our principle is to break those trade-offs. We want you to have everything that you could possibly want at a good price and still get it quickly. Here's a little
Customers
video to
want
explain how we do
faster,
it.
more convenient commerce. How can this customer expectation be met? The answer was artificial intelligence. Machine learning estimates order volume to stock inventory even before customers place an order. The AI also decides which shelf-stocked items should be put on and by which route items should be picked up. The AI continuously makes calculations to shorten routes while increasing efficiency. That's not all. The shelves move themselves to where the workers are, and items are sorted immediately by delivery destination, orchestrating the work of humans and AI. From the order items should be loaded on trucks to optimized routes, the AI guides everything. Innovation in commerce is receiving worldwide attention. Coupang is building the future of commerce. Coupang.
So you saw some of the tech there. One of the things here you can see on the left-hand side, we're using machine learning and AI. If you think about maybe there's a storm in part of the country and you've got low attendance at one of your fulfillment centers, we can shift. The machine learning will identify the shortage of labor and can help us shift product so that we still meet our customer promise date. We're deploying it throughout our warehouses, including in ads, where we have integration and knowing what people are looking for and serving them the most appropriate ad with the best item for the right time. But we're also using it for things like worker safety. You can see some examples here, but everybody has gone through this experience. I've gone through it too. You've picked up your 20-kilo bag of rice, and those are heavy. And those are heavy when you pack them too, heavy when you ship them. So in some of our fulfillment centers, we've now deployed this robotic arm that you can see, and not just for rice, but for other heavy items. And what it's going to do is pick up the item, put it on the conveyor, and get it packed. So it just removes many, many touches from the process. It makes the job a lot easier for workers. The example on the left, if you think about that, that's bringing items to workers so they don't have to walk, making it a lot easier for them to pick the order that the customer has chosen and then immediately get it out for shipping. Like I said at the beginning, and I'll say it again, we're really happy to be here in Taiwan and be a part of the community. And Coupang is a global company. And we are continuing to invest in infrastructure and in the technology. A lot of our technology is, driven by patents that we're creating in-house. And that's resulting in just incredible amount of deployment of advanced tech through machine learning and AI. You can see this stat here. There's over 1 trillion executions of AI every day in our network. But it's something that we're really proud to bring to Taiwan. And we think Taiwan is a great place to do it. The infrastructure is here, the technology is here, and we're going to put it to good use to continue to wow our customers across the country, and we're really excited to be here and really grateful to be here too. And that's really, I think, a sum of who we are, and I'd be happy to answer any questions even later if you want to come up and say hello and learn a little bit more. But we're really proud to be here and look forward to growing in Taiwan. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan, for sharing your insight for Coupang. Very impressive about rocket delivery and also AI guide everything. So AI in 24 hours in your company and also everywhere in your company. So I think we can learn more and more in the future with you. Thank you for you have wonderful presentation for us. And then my question will go to my old friend, Dr. Murphy Sun. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, Taiwan just won the bid to host the 36th ITS World Congress in 2029. How do Taiwanese company can utilize this big event to promote international collaboration? This is my first question to you. But the most important question to you is, as a pioneer of autonomous technology in Taiwan and the founder of a Turing Drive, could you explain Taiwan's advantages in both domestic and international autonomous vehicle market? Murphy.
Yes, it's really lucky to have won the bid host in 2029 ITS World Congress. It's been 10 years to win this. As the saying, 10年磨一剑, 10 years to sharpening a sword is really fits here. Yes, in the ITS World Congress, it's 36, coming to 36 years. And there's a rotating Asia, Europe, and America. So you can see most of the modern city already being the host. But now, in 2029, it's in Taipei. And the 26th in Korea, Gangneung, and 27 in Birmingham. So it's our turn. So in Asia Pacific, we have 12 members. On the list, you can see Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Australia, New Zealand, China, Thailand, Singapore, and Indonesia, also Malaysia. But one thing I like to remind, in last year, we are very successful to recommend India to join the family, and we success. So the India will be the join. So we'll have 12 members. Of course, in Asia countries, we still have many. It's not joined yet, but very welcome. Taiwan can support and Taiwan can help if you're thinking you like to join with us. So in 2029, we're expecting 20,000 experts from over the world. Our experience is about 80 plus countries will participate and promote the global ITS exchange and global exposure, industry, and collaboration for Taiwan ITS. As you know, we have a very strong in the semiconductor and also ICT. I believe we plan to collaborate those industry together. And also we do have a smart city in Taipei and Kaohsiung. We try to leverage together. Let's make international global business opportunity. This is for 2029. We should give IT's Taiwan a resilience approach. And the next, I'm going to, regarding the moderator mentioned about the autonomous, the market opportunity. Yes, in the Taiwan officially announced opening up in 2018. And also is the Turing Drive built up. And I was the founder of the autonomous company. Our mission is very clear. We try to promote a practical solutions for autonomous. And over the 8 years, and we are looking at autonomous driving solutions and also fleet management. You can see it's for logistic, the moving is one of the our target. We are planning to the low-speed vehicle movement. I think that'll be more easy for us. I think everybody know in Taiwan we have too many scooters. It's not easy to riding on the road. It's really not easy, but we are focusing in some bit different area that can running the same. We can using the technology, using the different applications. And also during the past years, we have tried and error. We do have a collaborate with the US, with Thailand, with Japan, no, even India. And this is a mobility for service in the rural area for senior. So also it's for the tourism, the travel. I think in the tourist travel, from A to B to C, if you can make sure it's that, and we can serve that. Yeah, we have a short slide, short video. So this is in Japan. In Japan, they do have 40 plus cities they are planning to take the senior passengers from the village to the hospital and others. And we are a service for that, a soft engineer. And also in Kaohsiung, we do have Kaohsiung Port autonomous shuttle plus a VR services. So this is a short video. It's in the Kaohsiung, Yawan. It's showing the technology for tomorrow. So we have the visual, the VR. Also, we link the autonomous services together. So we're using your apps, we can serve you. Now it's just opening last month. So the people you plan to go to Kaohsiung, please try it. Okay, thanks. The next. So the final, I was saying, is autonomous because our ICT and the semiconductor and also our software is our focusing. I think in the near future, we'll specialize on the special vehicles. The why we are a little bit, why we're a little bit of success, what I'm saying, because we're using the open platform, and we add our technology. We can fit all kind of vehicle environment. And also, we are very success. And a few years ago, we're success in the Taipei, Xinyi Road, the bus lane on the midnight. We're pretty success. So that's just one of the reasons that we can promoting and cooperating in the different society. And again, we hope in the 2029 I can see you all, and we can show and help us to make the 2029 successful. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Murphy-Sun's sharing. As I know, you Turing Drive has exposed some vehicle to Thailand in years ago. So we are looking forward to seeing you have much more successful in the future. Especially Taiwan now is facing the aging society and also low birth rate. So the autonomous services in Taiwan is the way of no return. So in last week, the MOTC just released the guide of autonomous vehicle operation. So I think we have a very bright future for autonomous operation. So my final question goes to Christy Lin from Hong Hai. My question is, could you please share your perspective and development strategies of Hong Hai on smart vehicles like EV, CV, electrified vehicle, connected vehicle, and autonomous vehicle, and sharing mobility markets worldwide? And the second one is, from your experience, Hong Hai participates in the project of a Taiwan high-speed railway company, and the MUS, Mobility as a Service MUS project in Kaohsiung City. Could you please explain the importance of a smart vehicle and intelligence transportation of a smart city? Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Wu. It's a pleasure to be here and to be the last one to speak, because I guess everyone will be happy that I cut it short. I have like 30 seconds. I'll answer to the first question. Electric vehicles are quickly moving from niche to mainstream, and Hong Hai's main goal is to simplify the manufacturing of EVs. So more business where established automakers or emerging startups can leverage our services and launch their products faster. And how we are doing this, we do it by providing system integration services, and especially our capability to train AI models. This is a capability many traditional automakers may not have in-house. Okay, by leveraging our data center expertise and our high-performance computing resources, we can help our partners to develop their car models, EV models, faster and more effectively. And we call our approach contract design and manufacturing services, or CDMS. This is a business model Hong Hai developed over the years in electronics manufacturing. And as global EV prices continue to fall, we believe our CDMS model is well positioned to capitalize on these cost trends. And to answer the second question about how MAS will help smart city initiatives, when we talk about smart cities, we're really talking about improving citizens' daily lives. Take Kaohsiung, where our MAS project isn't just about transportation. It's about reshaping how people experience the city itself. So we integrate MAS with smart vehicles and intelligent transport systems. And basically, it creates a mobility ecosystem. In practical terms, this looks like a commuter opening one app in the morning that suggests the optimal combination of transportation methods. But maybe there's construction on their usual route, so the app automatically suggests taking the MRT and then switching to another available share bike for the last mile, right? And to do this kind of integration, we really need to have the smart vehicles and ITS in place. Smart vehicles, basically, especially those equipped with advanced sensors and connectivity, and sometimes autonomous capabilities, enhance MAS by acting as a dynamic data sources and responsive service unit. So we really, ultimately, smart vehicles help us deliver on the promise of on-demand, on-the-spot solutions for users. And this is, we believe that we will see in ITS 29, where we may have a scenario in Kaohsiung, and our smart buses detect unusual passenger density and automatically communicate with the MaaS platform. Within minutes, additional capacity is routed to the area, and passengers' apps update with the new vehicle arrival times. And this kind of responsive mobility is what we in our smart city. I won't sugarcoat it. Finally, achieving this level of integration is tremendously challenging. In Kaohsiung, Honghai is working with over a dozen distinct stakeholders, namely the city government, multiple transportation operators, payment processors, and telecommunications providers. The biggest obstacle here isn't technology, is actually alignment. So all in all, the vision we're working toward is transportation that feels less like a daily burden, but more like a natural extension of urban life. And this vision, we believe, will become reality when we successfully integrate MaaS, smart vehicles, and intelligent system. Thank you.
Thank you, Christy, for your insight for Honghai. Honghai is very known company in the ICT area in so many years, but we are looking forward to seeing you have big progress in the smart city and smart mobility. Thank you. And we also have some maybe 10 minutes. So any panelists, honorable panelists, do you want to have some more opinion or suggestion for our audience? Anyone? No? Okay. Maybe we are the only section today. We can open floor to the audience. 2 questions. Anyone?
I'm Shu Ming Zhuang from the Ministry of the Digital Affairs. Actually, I'm special for the AI and the 5G. And also, I've been the ITS Congress keynote speaker. So now I ask one question is about cybersecurity. I think we have lots of innovation for that. So I want to listen for your legislation for smart transport about cybersecurity. So this is important. You should concern about the security issue. It's not easy, just efficiency. Maybe you be a hack. You maybe have some kind of poison in the AI data. So I want to listen from your, panelist talking about cybersecurity in your industry.
Cybersecurity relates to us is about trust, and trust with our customers. And so it's something that we take very, very seriously. We have a whole cybersecurity department. It's a department that we've been awarded for some best practices in that department, but we know even one mistake could undermine customer trust. So it's one of the core safety valves that we have. It is just a fundamental thing that we have to have systems in triplicate to make sure that we never breach that trust. So I think from a technical standpoint, you must evolve because threats are always evolving, and that's why you have a robust department to monitor and continue to keep track and keep pace. But I think for really all of us here, anybody engaged in AI work or just tech work, you're engaging with humans, and humans have a right to trust and privacy, and you have to earn that every single day.
Please introduce yourself very briefly.
Hi, Sasha Chopper, the Institute for National Defense Security Research. I wanted to ask a little about the theme of this panel, right, on connecting the world, but connecting Taiwan with the world through digital innovation. I noticed on some of the slides, Taiwan was mislabeled as Chinese Taipei, and that made me think about many of the guests here that have come from maybe other countries, and they bought plane tickets on websites that said the destination was Taipei, China. just like Michelle Yeoh posted on Instagram last week. And I'm wondering if the panelists have any insights on how these greater connections through this digital innovation and linking Taiwan to the world can do more to advance the name of Taiwan and to counter a lot of disinformation out there about Taiwan's political status. Thank you.
During my presentation, I was talking about 10 years ago, instead of using traditional IT or technology, we are adopting the digital technology. That's number one. So the AI was back to 10 years ago. That's no time. Secondly, when digital technology must combine with the transformation of your business and of your service model. So technology itself is the kernel of your change. So in our case, for first 10 years, we developed our system by technology. And then for the current 10 years, we changed the whole mindset into a service. So in other words, we are serving the individual people in their tolling, in their parking, in their shopping, in their logistic life. So in other words, it's a personalized mobility services navigated and by big data and AI. So AI is a driver, but the service is really the purpose of our business, our life. So that's a point I learned from my project. So with that concept, people like you, because you're not talking to them in technology. You're talking about a digital technology. It's a new mode of services. So that's my point. I hope I can give you some idea.
Thank you all the question, and thank you the answer from the panelists. I think that it's time to conclude this section. Especially, I'd like to take this opportunity to say thanks to all the audience here. You can stay here to whole day, and I very much appreciation of each panelist from ALP, from FETC, and also from Coupon, and my good friend Murphy, and also from Hong Hai, and also Uber. I think in this section, we face a very serious problem in the future. We not only, to the future, we have to meet the net zero. We have to meet the vision zero. That means we have to carbon neutral, but also we have to no deaths in the future in traffic flow. So in 2022, the World Congress in Los Angeles in the United States, the main theme of this World Congress is transformation by transportation. Transformation by transportation. That means the smart mobility can drive us to a much more sustainable, much more safety, and much more inclusive society. So I think Taiwan will host the 36th ITS World Congress in Taipei in 2029. We will all welcome all of you come back to join that big event, to let us join together to approaching the new era. Thank you for your stay. Thank you to join this section. Thank you very much. Thank you.